Hi, it's Star from Dreamweavers, where we help you weave the dreams you want to live. And this is a segment that is about reclaiming wholeness. This particular segment is about finding home in a noisy world. So I don't know if you have the experience that's anything like what I have, but I if I'm coming home after a long day, I might have a million things on my mind. I perhaps there's somebody that cuts me off in traffic, so there's that adrenaline rush. I can notice that my shoulders tighten up. I've got some things I know that I need to do that are on my mind, and sort of my mind is like a little jackrabbit hopping around all over the place. And maybe I just heard a new news story that was really activating, and so I'm really stirred up. So, how do I deal with all of that noise? And how do we all deal with the particular kinds of noise that shows up in our lives? So, the first step that I would do, and that I often coach others, is to really get some practice of centering and grounding so that you can find where is your center. Because when things are going really fast, it just means that there's a lot going on for too small of a container. And so, really finding and coming back home to yourself with your breath, or with even just noticing what the surface you're resting on is, can be a really helpful strategy. And it's a moment to moment practice. So, you can do that while you're driving, you can do that uh, as you're washing dishes. It's not separate from life. And as you come into that coming into stillness and centering, and it could be while you're moving, it doesn't have to be stillness as in no movement, but just that quieting, it gives us a chance to really hear the whispers of our own inspiration inside. So here I have all these busy things in my mind, and I just come into noticing, how am I sitting on the seat that I'm on? What does my body feel like? Where is there flow and where isn't there flow? And as I notice that, I'm acknowledging what is, not making myself wrong for any of those things, but also noticing that there is a variety of experience. So there might be flow in some part of my body, or an ease in my emotions, and there might be a tightness or a sort of a spaciness in other kinds of ways. And all of that is about really acknowledging what is, and then being able to, as you acknowledge it, come out of the fight with it. And in that moment, we can really feel that sense of quiet and hearing the whispers of our own inspiration. And from those whispers, I might get, oh, yeah, there is more space here. And as I feel more space inside, then I can start to feel myself slowing down. And as I slow, there is that sense of something that feels kind of like gratitude that starts to emerge. Like, I'm really grateful that I have this, I've taken this moment. And, when things are going really fast, it's sometimes hard to feel like you have a moment, and we can get very filled with our own self importance. But nothing is so important that we can't take a minute, 3 minutes out of our time to just remember who we are. And in that gratitude, like in this moment here, I'm doing something that I really want to do, which is to talk to you and to share some of these things that I have found to be really helpful. And at the same time, I'm noticing the light streaming in my kitchen windows and feeling really grateful that I have that as a reality. And then there's this sense of, is there movement that I can do? Is there something fluid that can, just allow me to use my muscles so that I'm coming out of my head? And then as I do that, what do I notice? Is there something that's really needing attention? Is there an action I need to take? And so, from that place of initially centering, grounding, acknowledging what is, quieting to hear what are the inspirations that may have gotten clouded over, making space inside so that there's actually feels like there's a bigger container, because there is when we make space. It's funny how it works that way. And then beginning to notice the gratitude and the movement that's called for and the action that wants to happen. It might be, oh, I want to go for a walk, or oh, I need to make this call, or oh, this piece of news really upset me, so what can I do to respond to it so that I feel powerful in my life? And so if these tips are helpful to you, then you can find out more about me and about this work through my blog, Reclaiming Wholeness, on WordPress, or on my website, starpots.com. Nice talking with you, and until the next time, have fun coming home to yourself in the noisiness of life.